Good lunchtime to you all. Welcome to Flying with Mike. And no, I haven't left you behind. I'm not at altitude. But we will start the zoom in here and think you'll get a little enjoyment of what today is going to bring. We are in a little outpost in Alaska, southeastern Alaska to be exact, Skagway. Now, to the makers of X-Plane, this is not Skagway. Well, parts of it is. I'll give it, you look at it from where my airplane is here, south, that's pretty good. North, the buildings don't really look like that, folks. It's got more of a Wild West look to it. And those 4, 5, 6 story buildings, little out of place there. But you know what? Hey, it looks good. I'll give them that. That's all that matters when it boils down to it. It looks good. Uh, And you know what? We're going to have a blast today. As you can tell in the title, we got a couple flights planned today. First one is over to Sitka. Second one, we're going to go see if we can find the North Pole. Not the top of the world, folks, but North Pole, Alaska. It's outside of Fairbanks, so we'll use Fairbanks International. Uh, we'll see what we can see. Now, a couple of caveats here. This first off is release candidate 4. Uh, kind of like release candidate 3, so I'm trying to figure out how to go back to it, because when I spawned in to check out Anchorage to see if maybe the elevations had been corrected, well, they weren't corrected, but it also orange screened on me. Now you could see the panel, but everything around it was orange. Went to the tower, it was orange. Went outside the plane, it was orange. Real world weather was on. So I don't know what caused it, folks. Uh, Switched off real world weather and poof, I had an airport again. With the same dip and the same problems that have been, well, that have been documented twice to Laminar. And if Laminar still doesn't get it, watch my stream with the 747. You don't have to watch the entire 9 hour. Just watch the last couple of minutes of it, folks, the landing. You'll get the flavor of what we're talking. Plus, I sent him one out of the tower that showed that ski lift shot off 7 right, which would have been 2-5 left at that point. But anyway, that's north of us. We're in Skagway. Some interesting tidbits about this. If y'all have heard the Klondike stuff with Alaska and all, well, this is one of those starting points. Up those mountains, here, let me get a little bit better look for you. Back behind them in the Klondike, Yukon Territory, Northwest Territories of Canada, that's where the gold was. There was a train that worked its way up there. It's a cool train. If you ever get a chance, go into Skagway. Highly recommend it. We took a bus ride into the Yukon, came back to, and I can't think of the name of the town off the top of my head. It's really not important. Got on the train there, went down. Pretty cool. So, welcome in Osculozone. Okay, and I really butchered that. I know we have an international incident again. Sorry. But hey, thanks for the first time chat. Welcome aboard. Thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate you. Hope you enjoy today's little adventure. It could be first time with release candidate 4, so we'll find out. But maybe we'll find some more problems. Who knows? But this is Skagway. We're in the C90. This is one of the default planes that comes with X-Plane. So there's no add-ons on this flight. Next flight, kind of an add-on. It is an add-on by definition. Zibo 737. Now, hopefully I didn't need to update it. If it did, we have an alternate plan in place, I think, to take us up to Fairbanks. Again, we're not running under real world weather. We're not running under even real world time. I don't know what you call it. We've got the time set, oddly enough, to Central Time. So would be very dark right now in this part of Alaska. But, you know, That's why we accelerated the time up. So we've done enough here. Let's welcome aboard, folks. Get the bird airborne and let's get rolling, shall we? All right, like I said, C90. Let's get a little closer here so you can see it real quick. Get the door down so our four peeps. Now we got a couple of interesting storylines we could work with from here. Hang on a second. I think I do see another bug. Is that date? I'm wondering if this thing is fully on the ground. Yeah, I kind of looks like daylight under it. I don't know what this orange lighting is right under the wheels. So, interesting. It's going to be an interesting flight, folks. You're hesitant. I'll tell you right now, X-Plane 12 is a really good deal. We are still going through a lot of updates. We've come out of beta. We're in the release candidates. One day, that'll be the last release candidate, and we'll be gone. I know they're working out some other little bugs. They'll get to mine probably when X-Plane 13 comes out. So, just kidding. So, but overall, it's a really good buy. Now, if you're looking for eye candy that Musfuss has, you've come to the wrong place. If you've come to a place to fly more realistically, or like a real airplane does in the real atmosphere, X-Plane is more suited for that. So depends what you like in your flight sims. But I love X-Plane 12. Left, as I told V1 yesterday on stream, left the Microsoft world 3 years ago, tried X-Plane, and you know what? I haven't been back, and I have no quims. I haven't had any crash to desktops, which I did get quite a bit with FSX. Rightly so, folks. Go ahead. Fire your daggers at me. I know, I know, I know. But I actually got a system finally that could run it, and boy, it ran like a charm. Wouldn't even touch prepared because FSX was running like a charm. So, but my computer ran out of memory and I needed a new computer. That's what brought me over to X-Plane. The guys over at X-Force put together a great computer for me, and I started streaming shortly thereafter, and that's why I'm still in X-Plane and won't go try them out. All right, so November 43 X-Ray Sierra sitting on the line here. Let's now pop in here and let's see what kind of damage we can do to southeastern Alaska. Isn't that a great way to start off a stream? Let's see what kind of damage. All right. We are on VATSIM, by the way, folks. You know what? Thing I didn't check? Yeah, I did get it right. Okay. I'm also going to be, oh, by the way, be remiss in not saying this. I am flying for a virtual airline today. Back Air is what it's affectionately called, but the actual name is Millennium Aviation Group. Great bunch of guys, great technology with their Mac Airs slash, oh, they're going to get on my case again. K cars, I think they use a modified K car. Yeah, I'm in Alaska, so I'm a long way away from them beating me. So, we're cool. No, actually, I'm in St. Louis, not very far, probably from some of them. Anyway, so let's. I'm just waiting for it to fire up here, and just about there. All right, so let me get my little checklist out here. And I use these checklists, folks, mainly for the big reason is I fly several different types of aircraft, and there is no way in heck this old mind could keep all of it together. I mean, granted, they all work roughly the same, but they all have their quirks. Okay. had these set up. Hang on, let me just get into Mac Air here real quick. I really thought I had them set up. Oh, welcome to live entertainment, folks. Sometimes you really do get live entertainment. I swore I had these on there. Aha, found it. Okay, they are there. Okay. I was gonna say, I know I'm getting old, and I know that the synapses may not be firing exactly like they should be. So fly the bid, and all right, so that's ready to go. We'll be back to it momentarily. Okay. Whew. Really thought I was losing it, folks. Okay. I can hear you out there already saying, some of you, yeah, he already did lose it. All right. Okay, for today's flight, we're going to use Sim Toolkit, folks. And if you're not familiar with Sim Toolkit, you're about to get a little bit of a crash course in it. Well, first off, let's get it pulled up so you can see it. There it is. Man, I have to clean off the glasses again. Okay, before we get to the weight and balance, here's Sim Toolkit. Once you have your flight plan in SimBrief set up, you've generated a flight plan regardless of flight plan format. Fire up Sim Toolkit, and what you'll do, um, click flight planning. Once you have flight planning up, you'll just go right up to about, well, let's see if I can do it. Hang on. Yeah, we'll come right up here, latest SimBrief. There it is. We'll click, I don't want to update. Okay, we'll update. Doggone it. I didn't want to. That's okay. We'll take whatever it fires at us. Now, you have a couple of options. Now, you can see one, you see the route. You see a nice runway here telling you, hey, look, the winds are pretty much down our runway. And yes, I'm still suffering a little bit from the cold I had. Was it Sunday I flew last or Saturday? Folks, I've lost track of time after this last 48-hour shift. So, whatever 2.5 days ago is when I flew last. Stand by, folks. All right, sorry about that. Nose decided to fill up at the same time. Gotta love colds. Love to hate them. All right, so here's the route kind of showing up. Now, I've got it set to centered on the plane. You don't have to do that. I just kind of like it because I do like to fly longer flights. All right, so with as you can see, all the information, I can pull the ATIS and METAR. Yes, ATIS if one's available. I can pull the flight plan, load sheets, and so forth. All right, so now a neat tool up here is the clipboards. If you click that, you get both the load sheet and the flight plan format. Looking a little familiar for those that use the default format from SimBrief, isn't it? It is. It's whatever you put there. If you put the United 18, folks, it's going to be difficult to read, but it's there. Again, free. If I didn't say that enough, it's free. All right, so we're at PAGY, which is Skagway. Loadout, you get your loadout sheet here. Here's taxi, which is a neat thing. If you're somewhere you don't have a map, you might be get some grace from it from here, so you don't have to ask for a progressive taxi. Loadout sheet, here we go. This is where we're right now important with 4 peeps coming on board. And I got a couple of storylines we could use here, folks. I think I'll go with the better one. These are the pilots coming on board for the flight out of Sitka. So that plane doesn't leave until these guys get to Sitka, or to us. Yeah, Sitka. How's that sound? Pretty good, huh? The other one was Sandra Bullock was down here with her boy toy, and she was getting ready to go to Canada, turn around, headed back to Sitka. If you've seen the movie Proposal, you'll get it. But anyway, sorry, Sandra, I didn't mean to mean boy toy. She's going to be sending flaming arrows at me now too. But anyway, um, so 4 passengers, 1,000 pounds of payload. Fuel load up will be 1,089 pounds, and we'll be cruising. Not Mach point 486, folks. There isn't a gauge on the plane to tell you that. I don't know why they do that, but they do. And the cruise, 17,000. I'm probably going to be a lot lower than that. Just, folks, we're in southeastern Alaska. Let's enjoy the scenery. And for those of you in Musfuss, get down, enjoy the scenery in southeastern Alaska. You will be blown away if they did it right. I can't guarantee this first time I've been here with X-Plane12, folks. I don't know what it's. I'm like you. This is going to be a shock and awe thing for me too. In the real world, folks, if you get a clear day, it is the most awe-inspiring part of the world I've ever seen. Now, granted, all I've seen is the United States and Alaska, but I'm here to tell you, folks, there's a lot of awe-inspiring in the lower 48. This blows them away hands down up here. Okay, I'm just going to warn you. So, done correctly, done right, it'll blow your mind away. I'll I'll put a little teaser in there, folks. It's a rainforest up here. And we'll get the latitude, longitude here to you in a second. You'll go, what? Yeah. All right, so there you go with this. Here's our actual operating flight plan over here that dispatch faxed over. There's our tail number, departure time. We blew that out of the water. And we're only going 145 miles, so it should take us just under an hour to get down there. 17,000. Yeah, start laughing, folks. I'm going to we'll see. Again, we're set VFR here, so we may push up a little. Who knows? There's our fuel. And here's our route. Direct Haynes, pretty much direct Sisters VOR, direct Cluck. It's actually a airway there. I don't know why it didn't pick it up. And then in on runway 11. We'll probably shoot the ILS only to help us get lined up. That's pretty much it. Then I'll try to fly it in and try to keep the gear down when we land. Let's see. Other than that, here's the 4 people, 200 pounds of cargo, pretty much their bags. You know, some of these Alaskan air pilots fly way too heavy with cargo. Oh, it's the deer and the antelope that they pegged up here. I got it. Okay. All right, payload. Was my payload 1,000 pounds? I thought, oh, it's 1,000. Okay. All right, so we got that set. And now, be gone, Sim Toolkit. All right, so we are on the weight and balance page. X-planers, you know this page. You can see it's changed, at least in my opinion, to where it breaks down to pilots, passengers, 4 passengers aft. We'll show that here in a second. Cargo, engine, and yeah, you can put cargo actually in the engine pods, believe it or not. However, we do it the easy way. We just come up here, 000, 1,000. Okay, so we got 1,000 pounds there, and we needed 1,089 in them fuel tanks. Twink. And now, one thing, if you noticed, it spreads it out automatically when you do here. Now, granted, would I have liked to have 2 pilots up there? Yes, but it is what it is. We'll just go with it, folks. All right. And if you want to mess with the CG, go right ahead. I don't touch it. And we're done. apply. Boom. All right, so now our plane is ready to go. Get that door up in the back so we can get the cold air out. And let's do it. All right. Quick checks here. Parking brake is set. Can prop levers all the way forward. Now, X-Plane11 had a great mod. KingAir, I think is how you pronounce his last name. I probably started another international incident. You know, I'm used to it, folks. But really pretty good. Once he had a couple data refs he had to tweak, but once he got it down, it was a really good mod. Now, yes, I nicknamed it Fireball because if you redlined an engine, where in the real life they're a little more forgiving than he was, poof, into flames they go. Fireball. So once you get that down, and I've got a tough throttle to work, that, you know, I'm going to use that as my excuse. But once you get that all down, folks, boy, was it a good, fun plane to fly. Hope he comes back and brings it up to X-Plane 12. I've tried it. Oh, it fireballs in a heartbeat, folks, because those data refs are really wacky. But a fabulous looking paint job on it. Interior is better than what you're about to see. Really a good plane. Before we go much further, let's take a look back in the back. And this is what really drove him to update it. Yeah, pretty blah. So, yeah, it's pretty dull back here. He really updated it, put people in, pushed that back in the back wall a little. Really, really fine job. Like I said, I really hope he finds it in himself to come back, give us one for X-Plane 12. And he may be waiting for the final product, and I don't know how you define that, but he may be waiting on that. Don't know the guy personally, so I don't know. All right, folks, that's 26 minutes. You'll never get back in your life of me talking. Let's get the plane fired up. All right, power levers. Okay, I always like to make sure they work. Props are forward. Condition levers, or you piston guys, mixture levers all the way back to cutoff. All right, over here. Okay, we need to get the cross feed open. Pumps on. And then the battery switch. All right, inverter transfer pumps on. Here. Back here. Okay, enunciator look good. Get over here, get our seat belts. Smoking on, off, and what I'm going to do is get the navs and those turned on. Starting it up, shall we? One thing, FSXers, I can't speak for Musfuss. Never really seen a stream starting up a turboprop. But FSXers will realize you don't get this. Watch the blades. Yeah, that's how a turboprop starts up, folks. Not you hear the engine going and then at this point the blades spin up. No. No. Only time you see that, folks, is on a commuter plane and they've got the brakes locked or the props locked for using it as an APU. Okay. Okay, generator. All right, and we are ready for the left engine. You get a better view of it here. See how it's nice and stopped? It will windmill, by the way, folks, if you got a wind going. You don't get that in FSX. Again, can't speak for Microsoft 2020. Okay, there's my percentage. Okay, 50, and I said off. The other neat thing in that mod that I was telling you about is you can put both of these together instead of individually. Comes in handy, folks, when you're setting props and all for your cruise and climb and all of that, but it helps. It really does. All right, so let's get the avionics on. That's one of the only things with the aircraft. It's not anyone but the aircraft. It's this. Trim on. We'll set it for 17, even though I've got a good thought that I won't be doing that. Feeds auto, transfer pumps on. Let's make sure transfer pumps on. Auto, pumps on. Okay. Okay. Get the light off. We turned it off. All right, so before we go any further, let's get our instruments set up. I do not think I have a flight plan in here, but we'll check. Oh, not hard. So what we'll do is just click here. This will turn into a little bit of a tutorial as well, folks. Apps hung. What's up with Septo again? That stinks. All right, no problem. Just do this. All right. All right, so there's our route. That's what we're going to put in. So we'll go to the next one. We're going to put in HNS. Enter. Enter. All right, now I am going to pull up SkyVector to help me out a little bit here. I do not believe actually, yeah, I'm going to need it. PAGY. Actually, I can do this. I'm going to leave it like it is. I was thinking I can actually set this flight plan. Oh, like what the heck? All right, let me just plug things in here real quick. Mainly, I just want to make sure I can just go point to point. Because since I didn't put it in, I don't get the airways. And it looks like we can get it. Okay, and then... Right, we're set. Okay, so from H&S. Now, all you got to do is push on the cursor here, folks, to get that to show. I need to get one other thing up and going in case I miss stuff in the chat. Okay, there we go. All right, so right, I was not expecting that. There we go. That's more what I was expecting. Just to click the backstage or something. All right. So what we need to do now, folks, is put in SSR. So you click, like I said, you just push the cursor if it's not highlighted, and then scroll inside. S outside. S R. Sometimes it will automatically populate. Sisters Island, enter, accept. Okay. Now this, again, we're just doing because the Airway 5C593, but the only fix on it is lyric. So again, enter, little, see the little, big half circle, little half circle. Go to L. Y, R, I, C. Okay. Yeah, I know you FMCers go, man, this is hard. Well, this is how you do it in the majority of aircraft out there. Oop. And see it auto-populated. There. We'll just go with that, folks. Gives you an idea. North 57. So you can, and they call it a rainforest up here, so. Pluck. Now you can do this before engine start. I was doing a lot of things behind the scenes, folks, with the updates and trying to get some information. Again, cluck, see, comes right in, enter, accept, and then make sure to put your final airport. So, because some people fly airport to airport. May populate here too. Nope, it didn't. Okay, you're going to find out why I do that. Well, it's not why I do it, it's why you need to do it here in a second. Okay, there it is, folks, our flight plan. It's already in here, ready to go. Now, if you go up to PAGY, you can click Procedure. Let's see if there's a departure here. That's right, folks, you can add departures here. So if you keep your AirNAC systems up or whatever download system you use to update your nav data, you can put those in here. And not just like those guys in the big airliners that do it in the FMCs and McDo's. Let's see. And none. Okay, so we'll just clear. So there is none. We're direct Haynes. Planning 175. Okay, so let's put that there. All I'm going to do here, now there's a way to save. We're not going to worry about it. All I'm going to put here is, and this is just so I could have a secondary backup. A lot of guys would put the exact same route in here as well. I am just going to keep it simple. Or as I like to say, keep it simple, stupid. Lastly, we'll put in PASI. And again, I use this just so I can do this. Track myself here. All right, what I'm going to do now is zoom in. Should be warmed up now. Let's get a altimeter first out of here. Looks like 3s. You know what? It isn't gonna matter because I'm not in real world weather. All right, real world weather puts us 2992. Bear with me 1 second, folks. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. You just get that parking brake back. All right, I want to get this as well. And we'll just do it like this. Oh, already in there. We're all set and start. All right, so what I want to do now is set our heading. And I was silly, just totally. This is why I'm not a big fan of this. Because you got to look all the way down here and your stuff's here. The mod again for X-Plane12 has the 2 knobs here to help it so you don't have to. We're going to plan out of here. What's GPS say? 175. Okay, and even though I'm not very good at them, still set our comm up for them, ADFs. Matter of fact, I will warn you ahead of time, I stink at them. All right, so again, 245. Okay, com 1. Okay, that's good. What I plan to do is just fly until we intercept 14.0. Then off 14.0. Just kind of track on down here to Orca Island, 113.8. Okay, and go from there. All right, let's get going, folks, shall we? Brakes checked, okay, we are... Okay, we are ready to go. Brakes off. Straight out departure, folks, runway 20. And it looks really wonky. looks really... Alright folks, just wanted to stay quiet long enough to get a good clip for this. I'm going to send it to Laminar as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll come around and look at all of these small fields. So... It's really kind of interesting. But... All right, let's get on down here. Get on down the road. Get in the air. As you can see, real world, that's what we're facing here. We're not real world weather, folks. So ultimately, I guess I could turn that off. But maybe some of you are interested. You might want to take a look. Spark... What is the issue? Oh, real easy. Two of them. One, we can see the nice wonky runway here. Not elevated correctly, and anchorage is 10 times worse. When I first booted up, I had nothing but an orange screen in anchorage. Real world weather was turned on there in this aircraft, and now, I didn't put it on for the stream. Turned off real weather. At least then I could see outside. But the elevations there are 10 times worse than they are here. And if we had ice, I'd be sliding into that fence. But that's just, you know, beyond that, it's a great sim. I'm not so certain what this is all about down here, you know. Guessing that means gravel or dust coming up? I don't know. That's my biggest issues with RC4. No, you just saw one. I've never, well, Anchorage was RC2, I think. Yeah, so hopefully the devs, well, we'll send this up to them once we get on the ground with the clip. Sparker in VR, thanks for the follow. And 1 second, folks. Yes, I'm getting a clip. I've never, well, and if we had ice, I'd be sliding into that fence. But that's just, you know, beyond that, it's a great sim. Okay, it's publishing, so we'll have that available as well. Okay, we're at the end of the runway here, folks. And that one has published as well. Okay. But again, thank you, Sparker INVR, for the follow. We appreciate you. Hope you come out for a few other streams. Today, like you see in the title, we are going to bring up Zebo. Has not been updated for release candidates. Fingers crossed it works. All right, so takeoff checks, transponder. I guess that would be something VATSIM would like. let's go ahead. That looks like a good altitude. And let's go to out. All right, next up on the list, pitot heat. Yeah, I would like some of that. And we're ready to go. All right. Okay, engine anti-ice on. Don't need that. All right. Skagway traffic. November 43 X-ray Sierra type KingAir departing 20. Okay, real quick, gotta get my... That's an annoyance, always having to turn my beacon and strobes back on after hitting the brakes, but we can work around it. All right, folks, here we go. Look at that runway ahead of us. Hopefully that doesn't cause a problem. Brakes off. It just might. No, it won't. And launch. Holy crap.
30
Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, we'll start a new flight. All right, well, they really do need to fix this. That or I'm going to have to do this like I did default scenery. Yes, sir. All right, well, they're going to definitely have to get this stuff leveled out. So, all right, we're going to fire up real quick here, folks. Battery on. Oh, wait a minute. Stand by. Before I do much, let's reload the fuel. Is that the right load number? I believe it is, but only 2,000 feet a minute. How about that, folks? All right, so we got a reset here. Fuel load, no, we don't want scratch pad, we want this. 1089, 1089, we need 1,000 pounds here. Done and applied. All right, beacons on. Call me a glutton for punishment. We're going to try it again. All right. All right, let's get some fuel in. All right, welcome aboard. While we're spinning up here. Polar Islet. Okay, and another international incident started because I can't pronounce names for anything. You know, that would probably make me a good president. I could start all kinds of trouble. But welcome in, sir. We thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the family here. Can I do a short field takeoff to get up before the hill? Well, we'll go back into where we're not supposed to. I probably can because I was above 80 at that point. We'll give it our best. I'll drop flaps another notch if I need to, too. Okay. All right, engines are started. Let's get our avionics back on. See if our flight's still in here. It is. Radio's still set. That's good. All right, fuel control. Let's get the cabin warming. Let's see here. Full flap takeoff. Okay. Here we go. One more try, folks. And as requested, we will try and do a short field takeoff. and I will be right back, folks. Stand by. All right, folks, I'm back. Sorry. Let's give this our best. And we are at PAGY. No orthos, nothing of the sort in here. I try to fly it as if it was out of the box. Only one scenery is added to my sim that I'm aware of off the top of my head, being St. Louis. And that's a developer I'll talk to see if he plans on, well, I need to add something to make that work. But this one, Anchorage, and we don't know yet what's ahead for us in Sitka and Fairbanks, so for the day. All right, so let's get boogieing down here. All right, folks, so we are take 2. And since I did that so fast, bear with me as I double check I didn't miss anything. I'll be honest, I'm not sure I can get this airborne before that hump. Give it our best, though. Yeah, it's PAGY, Skagway. For this, you know, for what we're seeing here. Okay, this is where the hump is. Coming up on, is that Alpha it said? Delta. Which translates out to the taxiway too. Put that building there. Be gone. Okay, here's that massive hump. Pretty, translates out to the taxiway too pretty well. Ooh, that's only about 1,500 feet of runway. We'll see if a KingAir can do it that well. Okay, let me rephrase that. The KingAir probably can do it. Let's see if this pilot can do it. I think I'm underestimating that too. That's about 1,200 feet down the runway. So we're going to be using, again, folks, what you're about to see, do not do this in the real world. Okay, I do have a private pilot's license, so I can honestly say, do not try this in the real world. I am going into the overrun for takeoff. Overruns are not to be used for landing or takeoff. Their primary purpose on an airport is a blast pad. Emergency use only. Okay, we're flaps full. Skagway traffic, KingAir, November 43, X-Ray Sierra, trying again, runway 20. Okay, here we go. Lights. You know, it almost looks like when you look at some of the videos off UK, United Kingdom carriers, the ski jump at the end, except it doesn't work that way. All right, we're spooling them up. Brakes on. Brakes off. Max power. Gear up, flaps one notch up. It's not bad for a full flap takeoff, probably not recommended by Beechcraft. But hey, we're airborne, folks. Take 2 was good. Into the sun we go. And folks, this is how you leave Skagway pretty much. Some power pulled back here. Flaps up.
Caution terrain. Caution terrain.
Yeah, I missed a step, folks. And we're airborne, folks. Sorry for the cough in the ears there, folks. Kind of hand flying just a little. Off of this one will be $170, it says. I don't think that's right. All right, just putting the autopilot on. All right, let's get back on course. Okay, let's go direct sister cities. All right, we are now going to just go direct sister cities, and let's take a look outside, shall we? So, like I said, this southeastern Alaska, folks. Haines should be pretty much right off our wing here. There's a little community, and their airport is right over there. NDB is somewhere right in here, folks. All right. By the way, Juneau is down the channel that we'll be going, and over in here. Give you some bearings where we are. I'm curious why Sitka Kids Life Map isn't working. Okay, we've intercepted our route. I mean to tell you. Okay, you guys at X-Plane have really wowed me here. Aside from what we saw down there. Hang on, let me just get some charts ready here. GY, there we go. Set for, I think it was 11. All right, so I want to get out here because it looks like it's sunset. Holy heck. I mean, folks, I put a little ortho in here and this will look, oh my gosh. All right, so departure out of Sitka will be altered so we don't fly at night. Okay, that would explain why we're not getting the light color. Okay, it's 401 happening. Yeah, boy, this just out of the box, folks. I'm sorry. I know you guys with Microsoft are saying, oh, you just don't know what you're missing. Yeah, I do. And I'm very, very happy to stick with X-Plane. We were batting it about a little bit before work caught up with me. Me and V1, I was saying, and he was saying, well, I'm tired of the crash to desktops, this and that and the other. I'm like, well, yeah, but that's what you expect in beta. I'm sorry, that's... Oh, okay, I know what's going on. Sorry about that. No, I just need to turn the plane engines down. Unless there's a better way to do it than that. You see how that is. So, sorry about that. I just needed to turn the volume down. Oh, we're going to be doing an evening arrival, dusk arrival into Sitka. But anyway, we were batting it about, and I was, in my case, just humorously, because I'm not going to change the guy's mind. And that's what he came up with, was just all these crash to desktops and this. And I said, that's what you get in beta. You know, that's what it's for, so that the teams can fix it. And once it gets into general release, we shouldn't have that problem. I didn't have that problem in X-Plane11. But I also didn't have this kind of scenery either in X-Plane11. Well, to include the humps and all in the airports, but that's another issue. I mean, this is spectacular, folks. I mean, I visited this area. I'm here to tell you, folks. I mean, granted, this isn't giving it full justice, but it's doing a really good job, I'll say that much. So, oh, so you stream, okay, in VR. I'm very hesitant to go to VR. Well, I kind of like it like this. I've had a friend, he built a simulator and then tried on VR goggles in his simulator, and he started to cry because he spent thousands of dollars on this simulator he's in. And the VR goggles made it just like it was supposed to. So I have not spent thousands of dollars on this simulator. Well, I can hear my wife going, yes, you have. But not like he did, to the extent that it was a real airplane. And there's a friend of mine building a simulator out of a real fuselage. So Hawker 125, folks, if you get a chance, follow him. He hasn't really dug in to the construction part inside that Hulk right now, but he's in the acquisition phase of gauges and what's needed to get it done. So, but yeah, folks, this is great scenery. Now I know, you know, I'm not really sure Musfuss could do much with this, because you got to have Google to a point here, and I don't know if Google mapping helps out at this point, or Bing, or whatever they do, or Point, I don't know. But what I can tell you is Gustav Airport is somewhere over here, Sister Islands is out here in the middle. And I think Juneau is actually in this channel over here, I think. Not used to coming at it this way. But we're not going to Juneau, so good for us. But we did get out in this channel here and did some great whale watching. Ooh. All right, let's make sure we're not going to hit any mountains. That would be, after finally getting off the ground in Skagway, that would be a bad thing to get some granite cumulus. All right, got a good cruise speed of a little over 200. Coming up on Sisters Island in 25 miles. I'm starting to wonder now, the orange screen that I got when I first booted up in Anchorage right after the update. I wonder if it had something to do with sunrise, sunset in Anchorage. Crappy weather and, well, what Anchorage is known for, crappy weather, just like Seattle. So, but still, it was weird to see that. All right. I'm going to kind of rest the vocal cords here for a little bit, and we'll get set up for the arrival into Sitka. Alright folks, we're about to cross the Sisters VOR. We'll be turning to about 180-ish and then tracking towards basically towards Cluck, although we're going to go up to Lyric and then over. Actually, no, we're going to just go direct. So, seven.
Thinking.
And looking at Sim Toolkit, even though I cannot bring up the flight following on it, or not on it, on my charts, got some pretty stiff terrain below us. Come on, there you are. So, as you can see, we're kind of sort of tracking down to here. It's going to take from Lyric in, which will give us a little bit of a descent. Well, that's an interesting effect. Not sure. No, you're all not seeing that angle. Let me show. Get a sun behind a cloud. That looks weird. Huh. Really? Ooh. And we got really bumpy all of a sudden. Huh. Interesting. Thankfully, it's not cumulogranite. All right. So you can see our track here on Sim Toolkit. All right, so let me open up some charts here. We are going to fly a combination, the LDA and the RNAV. Now, how do you do a combination arrival? Very simple. We're going to program for the RNAV, but we're going to back it up with the LDA. And what does LDA localizer displaced approach? Meaning, the localizer isn't like most ILSs straight down the center line. It's displaced left or right of your center line. So, by definition, that means you've got to turn just before landing somewhere to line up. And we'll do that coming down. That's why we're going to back it up with the RNAV. Anyway, so the RNAV that we're going to fly is the GPS to runway 11, coming in from Cluck to Hessock. Okay. There's our frequency. That's done for us by the GPS. However, we will need to fly a heading of 115. Again, so long as we're on GPS, it's going to show it. Here, let me get us off flight plan right now. There we go. Yeah, see, it's still flying out Lyric. That kind of annoys me. Oh well. I might as well have just left it in. Okay, stand by, folks. Need to now read those those again. Oh. Didn't realize I had my lights on still. Sometimes those idiot lights, folks, really do work. Tell the idiot, hey, you left your lights on. However, back to the chart. 115, final approach course. Tepe, I'm going to pronounce it that way. Thankfully, we can't start an international incident in Alaska, considering it is a state. Could start a few between states, but anyway. 2,500 feet. 500 feet is our MDA, minimum descent altitude. We're getting into, how are we getting into rain? That is interesting. Stand by, folks. Oh, and I really screwed the pooch on that. Doggone it. Yeah, very. Oh well. 500-foot MDA, 476 decision altitude. So where are you? Oh, we had radar. Oh, it's right here. All right, we're going to set 400 very carefully. Okay, now I remember where it is. It's an annoyance of epic proportion, but okay, decision altitude set. I'll show you where I did that here. I know Sim Toolkit's up. And airport elevation 27. This is so weird. We're getting rain. Okay, whatever. 24 as our touchdown zone, so I'm ready for a wacky looking runway here. And missed approach, you all can read. Pushing down. So we're coming in from Cluck. It's about an 8-mile journey, 9 miles to Hessock, and then we'll get on the localizer for the airport. However, we'll use the GPS. Okay, there's lyrics, so we need to get into cockpit pretty quick. All right, vertically, Hessock at 3,900 feet, 2,500 feet down. Should see VATSIMs on the left, and now they're calling it 500 here and a mile, 476 and a mile. We'll go with it. All right, so let's get this away and start down. All right, we're going to go ahead first, set for the descent. Let's see, what's our minimum descent? Let's try that. Let's get this thing coming down. What I start with is descent. Click here. switch to VS. Helps to push the right button. Was I pushing? I don't even know what that's for, so oh well. Alright, so we're coming down. I believe Sitka's back in here, so we may be coming down. Let's go ahead and put the lights on. Even though they're in the wheel wells. Alright, so what were we doing with the DH real quick? Since I had some toolkit blocking it. There's a switch right here. That'll move it up, move it down. Put it around 470. Okay. Alright, and good thing is now I can kind of flatten out my climb, my descent. We have 7 miles perfect, and we want to end up at 3,900 feet. Let's go to 5,000, just to be safe. Okay. Then we'll come down to 3,900. All right, so we've got the approach activated. Sun at our back, which is good, hopefully. All right, so we're gonna park the aircraft at about this speed here and continue in. Sitka traffic, November 43 X-Ray Sierra, type KingAir, over Cluck, inbound, RNAV, GPS runway 11. Hopefully no ATC. Alright, descent we've done, signs, need to get those on. Some phasers. Auto feather off. Wait. Want that on. And All right, we're ready. Down to 3,900 feet. Okay, we're getting ready to come over Hesock. Tippa, 2,500 feet. All right, I am right now looking for the. All right, slow up, gear down, laps. Come down a little steeper. Oh boy, I am not seeing a runway. Unless this is it right here. Okay, now the RVS not ready. Folks, all that means is you just need to go to full RPMs. And I think the real plane, if that's on, we're not going to get beta or reverse thrust. Obviously, your props are already pulled a little. I think I'm going to push for minimums of 500 feet. missing, and I think it's buried in some scenery here. Hopefully not, but I've got the runway, I think I got some scenery overtaking it, so it's like Alaska is not a fun place to fly right now. Alright, so we'll come down to 1,000 and assess. Have to go back through some of my past streams and see if we have hit anything up here. Yep. Okay, I've got the runway. We'll see what we can do here, folks. Laps are now full. Lights on. Let's see what this airport looks like. Kind of alluding to what Vegas looked like a couple of betas back, where it looked like a lot of water on the runway. Vegas, water doesn't seem to go together. I have a full runway. Rest of that, it doesn't matter to me. It's the runway, because it is stuck on like an island. All right, folks, after an eventful departure out of Skagway, we are on final now for Sitka, and that looks like a full-length runway. Okay, at least we have that. So, PASIs. I thought we had PAGY, so I'll look at the chart when we get on the ground. Start pulling back to the blue line.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20, 10.
We're in beta. Overall, the airport looks pretty good, folks. Much better. At first, I wasn't sure we had a runway. All right, let's clear up. Sitka traffic, November 43 X-Ray Sierra and KingAir. Clear runway 11 to the terminal. You can get a jetway here. Okay. All right, much better airport. And transponder just come off slightly. Got to set it. Oh well. Strobes are off, and we'll get to shut down here in a moment. And I do know this is Alaska cargo or slash cargo flights that come into here. I guess they could load passengers in and out of here, which is what we're simulating. All right, brake set. We didn't start our ACAR program, folks, so we don't get credit from MacAir for this flight. Darn it. But anyway, that's okay. Those things happen more often than not with me, but still had fun. All right, transfer pumps are off. Cross feeds off. Inverter off. Auto feather off. Okay, pitot heats off. Okay, cabin temperature mode off. All right, let's shut them down. Let's see, feather. There we go, folks. We are shut down, just waiting for them to spool down. All right, boost pumps off. And the battery gang bar off. And that is it, folks, for this portion of the flight. Let's get out here and take a look at this beautiful sunset. Oh, man. If only the lat lawns showed, you'd know what the locale is. Look at that behind there, folks. Spectacular. Like I said, if there is any kind of breeze, folks, the blades will spin both on the props as well as the big jets. The 747-200 you see us fly a lot, you can hear them click, 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 as those blades. Same with the Airbus. We're going to find out if I don't think there's a breeze here, but we're going to find out here. So what we're going to do, bear with me here, folks. We're going to figure out why OBS is locking up. Are we having troubles? I think we are. First troubles with OBS in several streams. So what we'll do is, if it does completely lock up, folks, we are going to shut it down. Oh, it came back. Okay, good deal. No, it's still acting up. get over here and see what the stats are doing. Maybe. All right, nothing. Okay, CPU 0.87. Time 0.6 millisecond. I don't see what's causing it. All right, well, Sparker in VR, thank you so much for coming aboard. Hopefully y'all there in the development team can work out the issues there at Skagway, and take a look at Anchorage too. 7 right. If you just start up on 7 right, you'll see that 1,500 feet or so down the runway, a big dip. I've sent a couple screenshots to y'all. So hopefully one of you guys in the big office there can get that fixed. Thanks a lot for joining us. And folks, what I'm going to do, since I am having some issues with OBS, we're going to go ahead, shut the stream down. And then we're going to refire back up. So let me, because yeah, we're really getting into something here that I don't, again, know what's happening here. It's like it's froze. So I'm on stream. Okay, well, it disconnected and reconnected successfully like I expected. With that, we're going to terminate, folks. We'll see you in a few minutes to do the Zebo flight to Fairbanks. I may even check some things out before I do it, so bear with us.